Hello there. I am so glad you're here tonight because I have somebody that I love as my guest. Before I get started, though, I just want to tell everybody hello. I'm so glad y'all are here. And I hope everybody has just had a great time. I've been off because my baby got married. It's the last one. So I was not missing that. And I am so glad to be back because tonight I have somebody that I love. Y'all love her too. It is Rhonda Scheinle. She is the Reverend Rhonda. She is Sister Sage. She is one of my favorite people. And I'm going to read some of this because I don't want to miss something. So I'm doing my older women thing. If you know, you know. So she is known as Sister Sage. She puts out a monthly newsletter. She's brilliant. She is an author, a publisher. She is an ordained interfaith minister. A lot of people don't know I am too, and Carl is too. She is a certified divine astropsychologist. She is probably the most kind person I know. I love that she's got a little spice to her because I do too, and we love each other. So welcome, Reverend Rhonda.
Yay!
Yay! How are you?
So good. So very good. Can I give a shout out to you, Kat? I did it behind the scenes and online, but I want to really thank you. This beautiful lady, you all give her some props. She just had her baby girl get married over the weekend and driving and all that. And here I am writing her, hey, can you help me? And her sweetheart, she's just going through monsoons and all kinds of things and just marrying her baby girl. You deserve a shout out, Kat. I don't care what anybody says. Thank you. And she's out there, hey, we could do this. We could talk it up. We could go live. And she's still trying to help me after your baby girl getting married. So props to you and thank you. I mean, your heart is beautiful too. And I want people to know that. I wanted them to hear my gratitude to you. Thank you. And for doing this. And yesterday, God love you. She thought yesterday was Wednesday all day. Poor thing.
I did.
Pull the covers over your head and just say, we'll start this again tomorrow, right? Bless your heart.
It was so funny because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm getting ready. I'm getting my ducks in a row. And David came home and I'm looking out the window and he's putting the trash can on the road, right? And he came in and I was like, baby, they ran today. And he was like, no, because my neighbor was moving his trash cans around. So I thought that he was getting them in because they weren't outside. So I was like, well, they ran. And he was like, no, they run tomorrow. I was like, is today Tuesday? And he was like, all day. And I was like, I have to go fix this. Oh my God. Oh. So it was hilarious because I looked like a chicken with my head cut off when I realized it. So there I went. It was hilarious.
And that's why, I mean, thank you with all that was going on. And because of that, I mean, yesterday just seemed like, oh, it's already Wednesday. Didn't have a show on Saturday. And, it's like,
yeah.
But bless you and thank you. You give so much of yourself too. And okay. All right.
Well, you're welcome because you know what? I love you. I think that what you do matters. And, when Ariel was first telling me all about you, she's like, you have got to meet Reverend Rhonda. You have got to meet Reverend Rhonda. And I was like, who is she? And she was like, do you not know? I was like, no, or I wouldn't have asked. But so I started researching you because I don't take anybody's word for things. I have gotten, step on my shoe doing that before. So I was just like, oh, I think I would like her. This is cool. Okay, this is going to be a good time. So, and it always has been.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, about the COVID and all that. We had those talks, and I came on, and those different things, and it's just progressed from there.
Yeah.
And that was a time we all needed to come together, and
Yes.
community time.
Yes.
It really was time to come together and help one another. And yeah, and here we all are again. It's like I'm just so grateful. It's just expanded, our relationship, and talking, and different conversations and topics, and all the things that you do, I do, and we got so much in common. Like Scotland.
Like Scotland. Absolutely like Scotland. I was so because we went back this year and it was so much fun because we went to different places than we had normal in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, one of the places we went, it's a free, you can roam right to roam anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no trespassing. But if you get hurt, it's on you. Don't come whining, And we were going to this Ruthven barracks, and some kids have been climbing up inside of it. Got up there, I guess they knocked some rocks loose or whatever. So they had put fences up around it.
Mm.
And it was just like, no way. So there was that. It was just like, okay, that's okay.
That's interesting to know about that. They don't have trespassing. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I mean, you can't go into somebody's house.
Well, yeah.
But if the land is out there, and I mean, yeah. But if you go in where the bull is, that's on you. But it's really kind of cool because they just you can't be a vandal. You can't do anything where somebody's living,
Right.
You can't go in their house or anything. But I just found that fascinating because we would never let you do that here.
Right.
We are a litigious society.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Which, when I was studying to be a paranormal, I was banking on that. So that's, it's just fun. But I just love the things that we have in common. I love the times
when you're
on the side of the road. I love, I just love you. It's really nice.
I love you too. That's why I want people to give you some props out there. You say so many nice things about everybody else. I'm thinking, it's your turn, my friend. Somebody needs to say a few nice things for you and to you. And here I am. I don't know what everybody else says, and I don't care, but you're special.
Thank you. And I was just going to let Carl know that we normally stream to the Things Network, but I'm not sure if we are now. If we are, I love all of my Things Network friends. And if we're not, when you see this, you're going to know I love you. So it's really neat. That is a group that Jeremy York and some other people have put together of different investigators around the world. Oh, and wow. We have got people from everywhere. And one of my favorite people is Irene, who lives in Japan, and she sends me Christmas cards from there, and they're the most beautiful cards. So I just think that the whole group is neat because you get to meet people like that.
Right.
And share your investigation experiences. Like Jeremy was asking me about, do you have pictures of the places that you went? Because I can't find this because it was off the beaten path. And so I sent pictures, and so he's going to add that to the things.
Nice.
The I guess log of some type.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, I need to go. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to grab that link for the Things Network because custom visuals. Oh, hey, Mike. That's Mike. So he said that he isn't seeing the link. So
I think
it's not working, Carl said.
Oh, YouTube?
But YouTube is working, and you
Is
can
it?
just go to YouTube and search Kat Hobson or Paranormal Experience, and it will take you right there. And those should be in the notifications on Facebook and on all the other social media too.
Exactly. Can I share an experience I just had 2 days ago? This is so fresh. I'd love your thoughts on this because I haven't had this experience. I shared it on Facebook. I went out to my friend's tree dedication site, Arlene, and I had my little iPhone, okay? And I'm showing this for a reason, okay? And I was talking to her, wishing her a happy birthday. And I took pictures of her tree out there and snapped a couple of photos and kind of telling her happy birthday, that kind of thing. I sat out there for a moment and I said, and oh, by the way, I know you'd be proud. I think I'm publishing another book on your birthday, that kind of thing. And then I went and posted it on Facebook. And so I selected my photos. I'm typing happy birthday, Arlene. And I know many are thinking of you. And then I got emotional and I was typing a little bit more. Then my fingers kind of pulled back and I was reading what I wrote. All of a sudden, it started deleting the last 2 sentences that I wrote. Now,
Gosh.
Kat, if I was on my keyboard and my elbow was leaning on it, and it's like I can understand it deleting something, but this is a little iPhone and I'm no longer touching. I'm just now reading what I wrote, and it's click, 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 and you can hear the sound click, click, click going back 2 sentences. And all I kind of felt and heard in my head, I mean, and I don't get scared. I'm just like, Arlene, are you here? I mean, it was her
Yeah.
actual birthday. And all I could feel was her saying, it's like in my head, I can hear, you're getting too mushy, kid. In other words, what you're writing, and that is something she would say to me. See, and I just kind of heard, I think you're getting a little too mushy. And maybe those last 2 sentences was just like one too many, you know. Cool the jets, girl. But what in the world?
You were getting too mushy. She told you. I mean,
I'm like, I sat there for a second and I thought, now if I was on my keyboard and my elbow was leaning on something, it would delete
yeah,
or whatever, but not my iPhone. I
they can
knew.
manipulate anything. I
Yeah, they
mean,
sure can. But
yeah,
girl,
that's why you're always polite. So,
thank you.
you don't want to not be polite.
And I
But
didn't retype it. I didn't retype it.
yeah,
I'm like, all right then. That's where the period will go, right there. And post. I had to
that's so
share that.
funny.
That just happened 2 days ago.
Yeah,
And that was just so weird. I just wanted to share that because I thought that is wild. I've never had that happen. Never had
right.
something be deleted like that. Right, and hear it. Click, 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 all the way back. And I was like, okay. Now, if that's happened to somebody else and there's something I don't know because it's never happened and I've had iPhones, I truly want to know. All your paranormal friends out there, if that's happened to you, I truly would want to know if there's something on a phone that does that. Let me know.
There's not something on the phone that does that. I have Apple. Everything I have is Apple, except for this. I do my shows on Windows.
And
But
I can't explain it. Oh,
yeah. And if Mike is listening, Mike, you can also listen on Facebook on the Bill of Rights Network. And that link is in my posts also. So so if you're on YouTube watching and you want to go to Facebook, you can still do that. It's all good. But I am a lot of people, this is their first time meeting you,
oh.
I would think. So because there's people that tune in. Sometimes I don't even know, especially in the replays and go back and listen things. There's people that I didn't even know knew me that show up. So
Really? Wow.
I just wanted to make sure that that people know a little bit more about you because yes, you're a minister.
Yeah.
Yes, you're very gifted. Yes, you do. Well, you are.
Thank
You
you.
are very, yeah, you're an author. You have a new book coming out. Actually, we can show people that because
Oh,
somewhere through here, whoa, there you go.
oh my gosh,
And
look at that. Look at how you were able to get that up there. Check that out.
and this is coming out as a Kindle book, right?
It's already out as Kindle, waiting for the paperback. And I just got that so I could review it. I got the what is called the proof book, so what you're showing right now.
Oh,
I just
cool.
got I just got today in the
Yay.
mail. So I'm hoping tomorrow, late tomorrow, if it all looks good, then I'm gonna launch the paperback. And it's
Yay.
just very small. I'll tell you what, if you have any kind of attention disorder like I know I do, and I admit it, that you're gonna love this book because it's short, sweet, and small. But there's more books coming. Yeah, I mean,
You know,
we're talking only like 30, 35 pages or so.
well, this is the numerology, right?
Right.
Which blows my mind. You
What?
cover why?
Yeah.
Because I really don't understand it, and you're the only person I know that talks to me about it,
Oh.
and
That
and we don't
figures.
and we don't talk about it that much.
Right.
So, I find it interesting because my grandma was very into these things. My grandma was New Age before there was New Age.
Love it.
So, she was all about gene dexing. She was all about numerology. She was all about, um,
Like
she was into,
astrology does.
yeah. Oh my goodness, astrology was her thing,
Really?
and it was really interesting because she was my strongest influence
Oh, wow.
as far as female, and she was very. Oh, you are such a Scorpio, and I'm like, that didn't sound like it was a good
Yeah,
thing.
that doesn't
And
sound very
she's
complimentary.
well, sometimes it's depending on
Uh,
what that relationship is and what you're looking for. Sometimes it's not.
that's
But
right.
it
That
was
is
so
true.
funny because I'm like, you are too. And she was
Oh,
like,
was she?
oh, she
Oh, it
was.
explains
October
even more.
26th to my November 7th,
A
indeed.
true metaphysician there. All right.
So, yeah. So, when I started getting older and when I started doing some of the things that I like to do, I started realizing that this stuff is quite interesting.
It
And
is.
how did you, I mean, because you are immersed, you're fully immersed in
Yeah.
so many different aspects of consciousness, really.
Yes.
And how did you get there? Have you always been that much of a spiritual being, or is it something that with life experience came to you?
I think that is a good way of saying it. I believe I was spiritual, but I'll tell you the life experiences that I've had, which I've shared on your show, between having cancer, near death experience, and everything else in between work, being in the medical field. There's a spiritual component. I don't think I really stopped and realized, Kat, how little things kind of are a part of even in astrology. And I'm going to tell you what that is. I started noticing patterns, themes, rhythms. If you think about people's lives, being a minister, it's like you see patterns show up in certain situations of their life, um, things that reoccur, and cycles, seasons. I became fascinated with that. And I think with my life experience and what I went through, just kind of highlighted that, amplified that even more. It's like I had to find out why, what is this? Um, and and I even wrote that in this last book, which I did even in my first two books, which is I let you know I am fascinated by cycles, rhythms, themes, and patterns. And astrology is that. If you watch people, they have similar things. They got like patterns and rhythms and themes in their life. And numerology has the same. It has the
Isn't
same.
numerology more written in stone, though?
Written in stone.
Like, isn't it more set, numerology?
It is, but you have to remember also, like astrology, it's who, it's like you see things through the eye of the beholder. It's who's experiencing it and their choices of how they're going to go out and respond to it, like in astrology. Does that make sense? Like you could be a Scorpio, like you said, you could get the nice Scorpio of me, or you can get the one that's not so nice.
There are two sides.
That's with every zodiac sign. So it's the person. And when I talk about astrology, see, I love your question. I love this question because in astrology, every zodiac sign has both what I call the positive and negative, okay, on the spectrum and everything in between. And it's the person is the one who has the choice of how they're going to use it. A Scorpio can come out and become and use what I call the lesser, the more negative aspects of Scorpio.
Yes.
They could be jealous, they could be possessive, they could use the little pinchers of the scorpionic, stinger. Let me sting you a little bit. Oh yeah. See? And the same thing with a Gemini. They know they're good salespeople. Well, are they going to go sell things to you that really isn't the best for you and your best interest? Or are they a good salesperson and they're looking out for your best interest? How are they going to use that particular sign? So it's negative and positive and everything in between on the spectrum. How are you as an individual going to go use it? So to answer your question, is it set in stone? It's how the person is going to use a particular cycle. Am I going to resist it? That's why I talk about rhythms. If you're in divine flow and you're going through it, it's like I know right now I'm in a personal 4-year cycle. And it's like, if I want to resist that, if I want to fight it, I'm going to have, a bumpy ride if I resist any cycle. So it's the person, each individual person, how they're going to use it, just like astrology. So I don't think anything is really set in stone. I think it's how we have choice. And I think a lot of people have asked that. Do you think we have choice in our life? Each soul that comes to this earth, do we have choice? And to me, the answer is yes. We all have choice in how we're going to.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? We have choice.
I do agree with that because we're sentient beings. Yeah. And we're very emotional sentient beings. It's not just the awareness, it's the emotion as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so the emotion at different phases of life, everyone has very different moments depending on their rhythm of their body.
There it is. Rhythm. And yes.
If you are in sync and if you are, I feel
in tune.
Okay, I feel when I am not in sync and I have to figure out, what have I done? What am I missing?
Yeah. Right.
And it also affects how I react in stress. Sometimes stress is just like, oh, okay, that happened. We're going to move on here. And sometimes stress is like, woe is me. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to fold up and lay here for a few minutes and get my wind back. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to get up and I'm going to find out who created this chaos. And we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
So I go external with it instead of accepting that my reaction put me where I was. And while I really want to go and fix that person,
mm-hmm.
It's not mine to fix.
Right.
And that's where I have the worst trouble. because I want to go take care of anything that I perceive as an injustice
Mm.
or
Amen,
somebody.
sister.
Well,
I
I
have
mean,
that
it
too.
doesn't
I
have
have
to
that
be toward.
too. I have that
It
too.
doesn't have to be toward me. I will go and fight. I'll slay somebody else's dragon,
Yeah,
and that's not really my place to do that.
exactly.
And so I had to learn that. I'm 63. It took a while.
And
So,
I'm 60. And same with me. It's just like I'm
yeah.
finally getting it. I agree with you. I do agree with you. And it's like, and my phrase to that, Kat, is so how I help myself with that one is I say to myself, am I doing them a service or a disservice?
Yeah.
That's mine. That's my own litmus test, right? It's like, am I really helping them? No, you're not, Ron. So you just
Well, they have to do it themselves.
exactly.
To learn their lesson, they have to take ownership of that.
I'm in a situation at this very moment of what you
No.
just shared. This very moment, and I just had that conversation about 3 hours ago
Oh, no.
with this person. Honest to God. And so it's like, Rhonda, you can't fight a battle. You want to. I'm that same way with other people. It's like, not on my watch, you will. So
Yeah,
like you said, I got that feist, and I mean it too. It's the Templar in me. Okay, that's what it
it
is.
is.
and
It
it,
is.
and it's the justice warrior, and it's like, no, you will not do that. Not on my watch. But I want so badly, Kat. That's why my working mantra is healing the spirit and empowering the soul. Because if they're empowered, they'll go out and use their voice and set the tone where I don't have to go and fix it. But boy, I'm like you. It's like, and I own it. I own it.
I
My
know.
hand is up, right? Both of them. Rhonda,
Yes.
pump the brake, girl.
Well, it's so hard though, because especially if it's somebody that I perceive as weaker
Mm, yep.
or
Vulnerable.
um, vulnerable,
Mm,
because those are who get preyed on.
yep.
And when you can sit back and watch that going on, and you're like, oh, I've got to say something
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to the person, not
Yep.
the instigator. And a lot of times, and love is blind,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, people can be gullible. And
Yeah.
it's like, my dad used to tell me, you are way too old to be that damn naive. And I was like,
I
well,
love
I'd rather be this. Okay. I'd rather be this. And it's not really a naivete. It's just choosing to look for the good. And you can't always.
right. Yeah.
That was
But
very disconcerting when I realized that.
yeah. And I'm just so grateful that a lot of my training has truly helped me. And I know you've taken classes and courses and different things that in coaching or anything, and what you do, and I think we all know, it's like we don't even have to take a class and we know that, but dang it, sometimes it's like, I'll be darned if I sit here and just allow somebody to
Exactly.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially vulnerable or somebody sick, like what
Yes.
I went through. There was a time somebody needed to tell somebody to back off because I couldn't defend. I was too weak. You just can't treat my wife that way or my friend that way. You just can't do that.
Yeah.
So there are times where I believe I need to. There are times where I would, and I need to step in, especially if somebody's life is in jeopardy. Then
Absolutely.
I would,
I wouldn't
definitely.
hesitate.
Yeah. So we
Mm.
all know. But anyway,
As we have our own little warrior conference
right,
here. But
exactly.
but it is. I mean, that's an aspect of what we do. I
Right.
mean, I'm friends with somebody who is truly a warrior angel.
Oh,
And she is she calls it Demon Slayer. And I'm not going to lie, I really do believe that she is. And I am so blown away because the other side of her is a very tender animal whisperer who has helped me with dogs that were in crisis and
Oh, oh,
affected them so that they could be happy pets,
oh,
in our house. And they had not had good homes prior to that. So she actually, from her home, reached out to talk to them.
wow.
And I'm sitting there watching, and in one instance, this dog is like, and I'm just like, okay, I see you here.
Mhm.
I know you're
Mhm.
here, you know. But so I called her later and I was like, what did you say? And
Aw.
she's like, well, she's happy now. She understands that this is
Oh,
no. So
this is why
I
you just said it, there's a lot of us have those two sides to us, and that's part of getting back to the astrology. When I look at a sign, I tell them both the yin and yang and what's
yeah,
in between. And it's like we have choice and we have options. And of course, we're all trying to get to the positive side and try and maintain that and make that more of the daily one versus the opposite. But
true.
and with numerology, it's 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 similar. There's some similarities there, and I started getting into this a few years ago and played with it, and then I started seeing some correlation to the astrology. Then it really became fun. I said, oh, like this 1 year cycle reminds me of an Aries. You see what I mean? I could just
I do.
and it was so fun. I love kind of looking at that. And so, and then another thing, Kat, and I don't know if you feel this, but it's like when I do a reading, also, it's like if somebody's what I call a newcomer to the world versus an old soul, because I
Mhm.
believe in reincarnation. It's like one of those feelings like, been there, done that. You know what I mean? That's why I
Mhm.
feel a little more of that, warrior justice woman, here she comes. It's like
Yeah,
been around, and I'll be darned if you're going to go prey on somebody who's vulnerable or doesn't have been around long enough
right.
to this earth to know what to say and when to say it, kind of thing. So, so for newcomers, when I do readings for a newcomer to Earth, kind of thing, been around a few times, I can see where on that continuum of yin and yang where they are and how they're using their sign and the energies of their chart. Um, and I find that fascinating because the older souls, it's like I don't have to explain as much. It's like I get it. I get it. It's like it's fast. Where other people, when newcomers, you just have to explain a little bit more and use a little different verbiage. So I
The
find
verbiage is a big deal.
right. It's how
Yeah.
what you're saying to get a point across, and it's like so I tend to figure it out rather quickly if they're a newcomer or an old soul, you know.
I
And
get tickled.
huh?
I don't have the strength of your gifts when it comes to that. And there are times, maybe, that I am not the most patient person when I see somebody who is not um, getting it or is not able to focus appropriately to help themselves.
Mm,
And I understand why my dad was like, "You're way too old," but yeah, but I'm just like, you have got to, you know, wake up.
mhm,
Don't allow yourself to be. Your energy is yours. Protect that.
right.
Do not let somebody step into this bubble
Yes.
and cause you harm.
Right.
Shield. I mean, just
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah.
And people are like, I, how do you do that? I said, you just put them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know how to tell you to do that, but
Yeah.
you can. I see that.
Yeah.
you know, and I'm a terrible teacher, but
Uh,
because I can shield somebody, but they need to do that because otherwise
but if they're a
they're going to
newcomer,
walk away from me.
do you feel that they're a newcomer?
Not
When what
necessarily. They just don't feel like
is
they need
it?
to do that.
Oh, okay.
And I
Okay.
think that's, to me, that's just kind of a weird thing because why would you open vulnerabilities?
Then they need to learn.
They did.
Ah.
So, but it was so weird because I felt like I was tossing a baby into a lion's pit.
Mm,
And I'm just like, I am doing everything I can. I don't know what else to do. And then it's like you said, you have to walk away and just let them,
learn.
they won't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That person has not done it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was fighting, fighting to be able to do that. And there was no way.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't happening. So that was my lesson. That
And
was
I,
my
and
lesson.
we
That
all
was
do. We all do.
on them. That was my lesson. So, do you ever, because you talk to and guide a lot of people, how many subscribers do you have for the Sister Sage
I
newsletter?
think a couple hundred,
Because that's where I learn a lot.
really. And as you know, I just did my 100th
Yes.
newsletter, and that was really exciting. And it's just built up a little bit here and there over time, over the last up to from for the last 100. So it's
Yeah.
gotten out there. Thank you, and I'm glad that it's helping. And I feel like sometimes I can speak good and interview very well, but boy, when I get into a rhythm of my writing, I was like, wow. I tap the ethers, cat, and it's just like this book, and it's like, and like I said the other day online, on live, I said it's not like I just woke up this morning and I wrote this book. Let me just show y'all, all my friends out there in YouTube land and whatever. See all these booklets I have? These are
Yeah.
all the ones I've written that needs to turn into books. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like I haven't. So, you know, and so this one on the numerology, I typed it up and had it as a PDF as a service on my website. And I said, I'm going to turn this into a series, meaning every year. This one's for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start doing it for 2027 so everybody can have fun and go read their personal numerology. I give you I give you the formula of figuring out your personal number for the year,
Right.
and then the collective year, and I give a description for each one. And so once you figured yours out, you get to read your description of what it means for all of 2026. And then after you're done with that, you read, the collective year for 2026, what's happening globally. And then you can go back and say, oh, I want to read about my husband. What year is he? I want to read about my colleague, my coworkers. And with this book, you can do everybody.
See, I'm
Everybody.
looking forward to that.
It really is fun. It really is. And if I can give an example of like what a 9 year is, and that's what we're in, Kat. So, as I mentioned, I love cycles, patterns, and themes, and all of that. And so we're in what is called a 9 cycle right now, globally. Okay. That means endings. That means you've come to a completion. You have gone 1 through 9. Those are all the numbers you have. It's just either 1 cycle, 2 cycle, and all the way to number 9. Okay.
Mhm.
And so a 9 means completion. That means we've gone through 9 years, and it's like we're done. Now it's time to just tidy things up, clean out everything you don't want so you don't take it into your 1 year, which is a brand new year next year. A 1 year means we're all starting over. And that's like Aries. It's the baby of the zodiac. We're going to all be out there like, oh, Well, what are we doing? I don't know. Well, what are you doing? I don't know, but we're going to do it. That's what it's going to look like for all of us next year. It's a
That's going to be
whole,
interesting.
it really is. And if you've listened to y'all out there, if you've listened to my lives like Kat talks about, my what I call my coffee talks, I was mentioning the 9 year and I said, if you have that one drawer where everything's thrown into it, I call it the catch-all drawer, the junk drawer. Do you have a junk
Junk
drawer?
drawer.
That's a 9 year. We everything is just saturated, filled up. We're done. We've completed a cycle. People are done. I don't know if you can feel it out there.
Yes,
People
I
are like,
absolutely can feel that.
that's a 9 year. See, you can't make this stuff up. That's what I
No,
mean. That's why I got into it. It's like, are we going to learn 9 years from now, Kat? Let's have this conversation
let's
again.
do.
Right.
Let's do.
And then we're going to say, now, have we learned anything from 9 years ago? In 2025, what did we learn? This is what I mean by a cycle. So 9 years from now, we're going to be right back where we are for 2025. And we could
Right?
sit there and say, how are we going to handle this, process this? Are we going to resist the 9 year? Are we going to fight the 9 year? Are we going to go with the flow of the 9 year? And for example, Mike happens to be in a personal 9 year with the collective out in the universe 9 year.
What is that like?
It's exactly the same. I said, Mike, this is going to be the time. Let's clean out the pole barn. Let's clean out the garage, all the business things we have that we haven't shredded in 10 years. It's time to clean it up. It's time to clean out the junk drawer so you don't carry that into your new 1 year. It's time to clean out. This is everybody. Everybody ought to be cleaning out and not care. It's like carrying all of the junk over to a brand new cycle and new year and having that extra junk all around that you just don't need. That's what this is like for Mike and all of us in a 9 year. People are wound so tight because it's like, I'm over it. I'm done. I've had it. And you can feel that. That's because it's been 9 years and people are
Well,
done.
I can feel that because I am not throw things out, go through,
Mm.
we still have stuff, and David's not either. We still have stuff from his mother's house. We still have stuff from my grandmother's house. And I have been like, there are people that can use this stuff. We have
Mm-hmm.
got to get this out of here. And I have just been feeling a compulsion to get this done. And now I know why. Because
Yeah,
it's
really.
very strong. And I'll sit there and I make lists. Okay, I've got to do this corner for this and this, but I have all these homemade afghans and quilts because one grandmother crocheted, one grandmother quilted. So, and I'm like, there's so many.
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
nice. It's wonderful. You can give it to your daughter who just got married, handing them down and that type of thing. That's the law of, I think it's called there's so many laws, like law of karma, and I think that's the law of circulation, getting it back out
Okay.
there. Isn't that beautiful? It goes out, things
Well,
come back in a different way. But
well,
9 years are truly endings and completion and giving thanks. It's like your harvest. It's like give thanks. Truly. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for what we've gone through. I'm done, and it's time to clean up and be
yes.
ready for a brand new cycle, brand spanking new. And I talk about that in this new book about what the 1 year is going to bring for the collective and what we can all see and that type of thing. So I'll give a great description of that. And because once you know what your personal year is and what the collective year is, then you can say, okay, now how can I go out and make this, work in a cohesive way between my personal number and the collective, which is a 1 next year. We're starting all over next year. Brand new.
How do you ascertain what your number is?
by using this method. It's your, and I wrote it in the book of how to get it. It's your birth month and year, and you break it down like I'm 01 because I'm January, plus 30, which is really 3 plus 0. That's a 4, right? But 2026 is a 1 year. You add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6. You add them all up. You get, I think, 10. And then it's 1 plus 0 equals 1. We're in a 1 year next year. So I add my 4 plus the 1, and I'm going to be a 5 next year. My personal number is a 5. Okay. That's what's in the book of how to do it. It's all written out of how to add up your number.
I am so glad you wrote it out. And Mike just wrote it out in the chat. So. Thank you.
And so you add my 4 to the 1, and next year, and I'm telling you, Kat, even what I wrote from last year, the 4 year, I'm like, it's exactly what's happening to me. I mean, to the T. Everything's about the home and family. That's all you see on my Facebook. I'm out gardening. I took this year off to dedicate to my home. That's all I've been doing. I'm thinking, now, isn't that something? You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. But it's so cool.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is just, and I want other people to have this so they can see why. We all have said, haven't you said? Because I know I have. Now, this has been either the best year or this year's just been a crazy year, right? And like, what in the heck is going on? Well, it makes sense of a 9 year. It's like, no wonder the collective 9, it's like everybody is just so tense, uptight. They've had it.
They have been.
They have.
This has been the year from Hades.
I'm telling you.
You know, and nobody, even things that really matter. Okay. People get so easily offended. Yeah. They get so angry at people they don't even know. Right. Because they just assume that they know what kind of person they are. There's a lot of wacky doodle.
Oh, wacky doodle, and even how people are driving. They don't care. They run you over. They hit you. They're flipping you off. I mean, it's just, and I feel that's because that 9 year is, I don't know any other analogy. Maybe Mike or you could think of something, it's that junk drawer. It's gotten up so high that it's like, it's too much. It's an overload of stuff and whatever of 9 years of collective stuff. And I'm saying that nicely. It really is. And it's
it is.
And people, so that's why I'm like, so 9 years from now, are people going to be feeling this again? I'm proposing to you, the answer is going to be yes. Yeah.
Is it a given? I mean, because I do get that you've got the buildup of, the junk, the goo, as it were, right. Mm-hmm. That you have to clean out. But is there not a way to mitigate that?
I think
behavior choices, or
you mean us collectively, as a society, or individually? I think we can all contribute individually by. I'm a big proponent of you yourself can make a big difference in this world. You by yourself can make a big difference. You throw out that pebble, those concentric circles can go way out. Like people talk about my coffee talk in the morning. They love it. Or my morning coffee thing that I post every morning. Just with that, we each can contribute in our own way to the collective and put in something good. To mitigate is we're all responsible. PR may sound like public relations. I call it personal responsibility, PR.
I do.
Right? So it's like, that's how I feel we can mitigate. We each contribute to the collective. And if we all put in something of, hey, giving somebody a smile. Hey, how are you doing? I notice it helps people. Well, good morning to you. And hey, have a wonderful day versus, what are you looking at?
I know,
I'm
right?
offended. I'm offended you're looking at me. Okay. You know, that's what I feel, how we can mitigate. And one, it helps yourself. I feel if you are doing that, it feels good to you because you're not wound up and uptight. Doesn't mean that you don't have a
Yes.
bad day sometimes, but it helps you too. I love giving my coffee message in the morning because it makes me feel good too. Then to see everybody else respond, hey, good morning, Rep, good morning, whatever, and their little coffee message, it makes me feel good and they're responding in kind. You
Yep.
see what I mean? I'm
I
wondering
do.
if that is one way of mitigating. It's just one, maybe a many.
Well, I mean, I don't always see you in the morning. When I see you, I love seeing you. So that's nice. I used to enjoy your drives.
No,
I love the drives. And yeah, just pull on the side of the road and we're going to talk for a while.
yeah, yeah,
It's a good thing.
it is.
And I just think that if more people would do that, if
Yeah.
people would just communicate the you're a very gifted communicator. You're very good at it.
Oh, thank you.
You
Because, man, there's times it's like I don't think I get a point across a lot of times, but thank you.
you do.
Thank
And
you.
and it's something that when I can get online, if I'm online when you are, that I'm in there and I'm watching, and I just like to I like you. I like your energy. You're very positive. You do a great job of getting your message through. And I think that people so need that. I
I think
think that
so
what you
too,
do is such
Kat.
a gift because even if it's just, well, we're going to have a little coffee class here and we're going to
Right.
be doing this, it's a lot of times people don't have that in their real world. So when you offer that in a virtual world, you give people a connectivity that they can, okay, I've got this. This is going to be something I can implement.
Right.
And I think that's one of the most important things that you do is provide that.
Something practical to be able to go out and use a tool, an
Yeah,
idea. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
something in their pocket, as it were.
Yes.
Yeah,
What? Yes. And if it helps, great. And if it's not helping you, you're like, oh, I just heard Rhonda on live and here's what she said. You never know how something's going to get transmitted to another, to help somebody else.
yeah,
It's a ripple effect out there. That's why I don't want people to ever downplay themselves that they don't contribute in just even a smile or helping somebody across the street or whatever it is, or broken down on the side of the road. Oh, hey, what do you need? Whatever. I think we all can do a little bit, and it doesn't have to be big. It really doesn't have to be big. People think it has to be big, and I promise you, when somebody is going through cancer and just needing a sip of water and just somebody to be there, I promise you all, it does not have to be big. Take that one from me. Take that one to the bank. I promise you. I promise you. Something small goes a long way. And I can't even begin, Kat, to tell you how many people write me and say, I haven't seen you online for 2 days, Rhonda. I'm missing those coffee morning. They write me.
yeah.
They write me in my messenger. I haven't seen you for a couple days. Where are you? I don't see your little coffee message. And it's kind of cute. It's like, I'm missing your coffee. It's sweet. I'm thinking, am I really making that impact on you? Apparently so.
You are.
Apparently, yeah. They're telling me. So I guess so. It's like, what do you mean, where have I been? Huh? I've been working on the house. I'm in a personal number 4. Didn't you know? it's it's all about the home and family and foundation. So yeah. So let me know when you want to talk about the cosmic cauldron, the
Yes,
party. Oh
the
my God.
party. And, I've got down here, you know, virtual, offsite, and onsite.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
I think it's a bizarre and fantastic because I was trying to figure out how you were going to do it. And I've been doing the logistics. You're going to be busy. So, and I am not going to be able to do it live, but I am definitely going to be doing it after the fact if I can. So, I think that what you're bringing to this table is going to be amazing. You want to talk about that some?
With what
With the party?
The astrology party?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this particular one, a couple years ago,
You want me to put your little? Well, no, that's not this. Go ahead.
A couple of years ago, I one day just decided, I don't know if anybody's available, but hey, it's New Year's. I said, anybody want to get on Zoom and I'll throw an astrology party and, I'll have a raffle, and they didn't know what it was going to be. And they're like, yeah, well, more people showed up than what I thought would. Okay. About 10 or 12 people. And I read for each and every person that came. And they got to ask a question, and I read, and we did raffles. I mean, it was so much fun.
Yes.
Because everybody got to hear what another person, and then they were helping another person when I was explaining. We were talking about different words to get across to somebody else. It's like, for example, I said, if you're a Gemini, you do things in twos. Everything's in twos. And, you like the country and a city home. And this person was saying, oh, no, that's not me. But it's like, no, they have two different jobs. They write for their magazine, and now they're a realtor. So they're doing two different, everything's in twos for them. And so somebody else said, didn't you hear what Rhonda said? You do things in twos, and you got two cars, two homes, a Florida home and an Indiana home. It's like, but it took, everybody was having fun and sharing and supporting and saying, oh my God, and you're going to write a book. And Rhonda said, you're going to do this. So everybody was having fun. And I thought, wow, this is a blast. We did it for 2 hours. I actually did it a little bit longer because this wasn't planned. It wasn't structured. And we had raffles in between, and we were toasting for the new year. And that's when I was doing it. And we just had a blast. And then we went for a couple of years, and I thought about it. And I said, I really ought to do this, throw private parties on Zoom. And that's why I sent you the private party. I do private parties if you wanted, for all kinds of things, work, benefits, whatever it is.
Well, we actually have that graphic you sent me. Do you want me to put that up?
Yeah. So that's for the private parties. Yeah. That's the,
that.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's how all that got started. And what I'm about to do for the Cosmic Cauldron for November 1st, it's going to be like a Halloween party. That's going to be the theme.
First all of you.
Yeah, look at that. That's exactly birthday parties, if you're getting married, bachelorette parties. It's all laid out for Zoom and how I do it, and prizes and all of that. And the raffle, one of them's going to be the book that I just, I'm going to even say what all three of them are on your show, and I haven't even said them. We need one more person to the Cosmic Cauldron AstroPsychology party for November 1st. And maybe Mike can put in wherever he's at the link to karmiclaw.com, and it's the services page. It's all written out as to how to register. And the three raffles, I'm going to tell you right now, one of them is my brand new book. One of them's going to be a book. One of them's going to be a 30-minute free reading gift certificate. And that gift certificate is valued at $60. Okay. And if you don't want it for yourself, then that person who wins can put a friend's name on it for the holidays if they want to give it as a gift to somebody else. So I'm willing to do that. Right. And then the other one is going to be my booklet on the dragon's head, all my predictions that I have.
Yeah.
So that's 3 raffles. And I need one more. Our maximum is 10 people for this party. So I need one more person. We got 9 people already signed up. I need one more person. And I've learned by
Yep.
doing this, by having 15 people, that becomes too much, But this gives everybody, for 10 people, 10 minutes of asking any question you have to Sister Sage. And I'll bring your chart up. Everybody gets to see your chart, but I'm discreet. Kat, I'm discreet. I'm gonna mark out your city and state and country you're born in and the year you're born in, so everybody just sees the month and day that you're born in. So I'm discreet, but everybody gets to see it up on the screen,
Yep.
their big chart. Yeah, this is why
That's
it's
so
fun.
neat.
Then
That's
bring your hot chocolate or whatever to toast the season, your little spirits to drink, or spirits, or bring them. We're going to have some fun, right? You never
yes.
know what's going to pop up. This is the day after Halloween. We're still right in the veil's thin.
Yes. And, it's so fun because I have, and guys, I'm going to be honest, I had already booked something, and it's a every year thing. I've done it for 20 years, and they moved it into my beach town. So I have friends
Oh,
coming
that's
into
good.
town to do this with me.
Oh, how
So
fun.
I'm just like, I can't do the first. So I am going to be going, I wish I was there. But
Next year,
it's going to
I'm
be
going to
so
do it.
cool.
Next year, I'm doing it. And if you can, I hope it's not every year that you have. I know this is just a busy time for a lot of people. This is a season that a lot of people are busy. And I was going to
Well,
even pose the question, does everybody want it near New Year's like I did last time, or do they like this time of the season? But it's one of the two.
yeah. Well, I think that this is such a transitional time of year. New Year's is too, but it's more of the excitement of the new.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Exactly.
but at this point, we're just about ready to be done. In fact, because of the 9, we're gonna be done. And
Yes.
so I think this is a perfect time to do that, at least right now, this year,
This year for the
so
November
that
1st.
kind of a wrap up.
Yeah. 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 So I'll pose that question too to the folks who are coming on November 1st. Would you rather do it around this time, or do you want around the New Year's Eve time frame? And see what other people say. But it's a toss up between the two. But the last time for the New Year's, it was fun. Like you said, it's like, what's happening for next year, and
Yes.
all of that. So it is fun. I mean, we just had so much fun. And that's
Well, you
what,
kind of make the fun, but this is something everybody's interested in.
yeah. And
People
yeah,
want to know.
they do.
I because I think it's so neat that you do these things because a everybody wants to know,
They do.
and you provide a good safe environment. People
I
trust
do.
you. You're
and it
fun.
and it won't be
You know.
recorded. Because I
Yep.
don't want that. You see, that will be, everybody just come in. It's not recorded. Be yourself. Come on in, and let's just have a good time. Yeah, it is a
Yep.
safe and fun environment. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
like to have. Exactly. And the questions, you're right. They want to know what's upcoming for next year, and I even give them things to think about. I can start off with, what was happening between this time and that time, and when I get to your chart, you you're gonna kind of know, you're gonna notice once again themes, patterns show up, kind of thing. For example, and I don't know if I asked you this the last time, like what was happening. Here's a perfect example. What was happening in your life between June 22nd, 2006 and December 18th in 2007. See, this is the kind of fun that we have.
It is fun. I have no idea. I would
If
have to
you
go back and find.
that's just it. So I will
It's
start it
fun.
off that way while they're thinking and we're having a toast to the
Yeah,
season, Halloween. They're thinking, and by the time I get to their chart, they may have jotted down a few things, and it may match a cycle that's come back around.
that's so fun.
And that is revealing to people. It's like, what? It's like, I was moving at that time, and now I'm moving again. It's like, it happens to be affecting your home area and your career area. See, so it really is fun. So this is, I engage everybody with this, these types of things. And that's what's so fun. It's engaging, it's interactive. It's not just me, yeah, yapping away. I love the questions, and I can do it on the fly. It's like, you
Yes.
ask me a question, I'm looking right at your chart. Yep, I'm going to answer it right now. you know.
Yeah, and that's one thing about this is it's going to be so personalized. You know,
Yes.
I was at an event earlier this year, the Eureka Springs UFO conference, and they had people that were astrologers and other things. There is no time of birth on my birth certificate. There's nobody alive that can tell me what time of day I was born. So I have no idea. Um, Based on my personality, I'm a morning person. Maybe it's the morning. So yeah, make your appearance, stick with that because it worked,
I
right?
love it. I love
But
it.
it's so funny
Oh, you're so
because
cute.
nobody can believe I don't know that, right? And I'm just like, well, but if you're really good, can't you do it anyway?
I
Or
can.
just well, you can, but these
Um,
people are like,
it helps. It truly does help to have the exact time. But for me
yeah,
in divine astrology, it I I can really go there.
okay.
But I would recommend, Kat, that you write to the county where you get
I
your
have my
copy.
birth certificate. There's nothing.
You can't ask for it because I had to reapply and ask specifically for the birth time, and then they had to
It
type it
wasn't
on the back.
recorded on it.
Really?
Mhm. I mean, I
Oh,
have the stamped birth certificate
yeah.
and it's not
Oh.
there. So I was just, and I didn't know until everybody that could tell me wasn't there anymore what,
Mm,
what time it was. I would venture to say because my dad was leaving to go to Berlin, well,
mm,
France to do the Berlin crisis. So they were trying to get me here before he had to leave because they had, his unit had gone ahead. And so where my grandparents lived, where we were going to stay, was here in Birmingham, and it's very mountainous there. And so they walked probably for 3 days, basically trying to get me here.
wow.
And
Wow.
the morning that he wasn't going to have a choice and would have to go, or the day, I showed up. So I would guess that it was, you know, the wee hours,
Mm,
but there's nobody to ask.
that's
And I
sad.
thought that was odd that it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
So apparently back in the 60s, they didn't worry about that much.
You're a very interesting person to this world. As I see the ET right next to you, it's like, yeah,
Oh,
we really know where you came from now, Kat. Let's look let's look at
that's
that.
funny.
Here, she's from Area 51. That's where she's really from.
Well, sign.
I love it.
What does that say? Oh, warning, Area 51, no trespassing. So I got to go there finally. So I was
Did
like,
you?
I did. And
Cool.
it was one of those Vegas tours, but I was so into it that I just was like, I don't care. I mean, I don't care. I just want to go.
Right.
And what was really amazing was that Groom Lake, which is a dry lake bed.
Mm-hmm.
And because we got to drive out on it, and I'm sitting there going, oh, there's got to still be water under here. I don't think I want to stand on this or drive on it. But they said it was safe. And when I got out, it was the coolest energy I've ever felt.
Mm.
It was
Mm.
just like, it was better, different. It wasn't better, but it was as good, but different. Like when I'm in the Smoky Mountains. I mean, it was just that ancient of days kind of thing. And I was so moved to be there because everywhere you looked, you knew because you could visualize it as a lake, but there was nothing. I mean, just scrub around the edges and stuff. And I
Wow.
was so moved to be there. Area
Was it
51 was pretty
peaceful?
cool.
Was it peaceful or was it like highly charged? What when you say energy,
It
what
was it was peaceful, but the energy was pretty strong.
was it?
But it was peaceful. It wasn't
Wow.
it wasn't like we're coming, you know, the energy that sometimes you get in a forest.
Mm.
Um, it was because to me, the mountains around Tennessee can be very strong. That energy is ancient and sometimes it's not really peaceful. It can
Mm.
be very aggressive. But this was not aggressive. This was just very strong.
Mm.
So I I would go and camp there. I think it would be a cool
Really?
place to be at night. Yeah. I think it would be very cool to be at night. So,
I'd do
you know,
it. Hell,
I
I'm,
don't
I'm open game for any of those kinds of fun little
well,
jobs.
if somebody had a problem with that, I would I would not go unprotected, obviously. But I mean, it would be because you have snakes and stuff, but it would still be the perfect place. I can't even imagine the sky there.
Mm. At night? Mm. I
Yeah,
bet.
I would sleep there.
Beautiful. Oh, that would have to be really
Yeah.
something to see.
Yep. Maybe like for our 70th, we can run away.
Right?
We'll plan that. But we're just not eating at the little alien inn. We're not eating those burgers. But it was different. So I did eat it, not the bun, but I ate the burger. But it's just and Area 51 itself, because of all the energy that people have put into it, was
I could
interesting.
imagine. I could imagine that. Yeah. It's just like probably how you felt in I love feeling the energy out in Europe. I think France to me, I hum. I'm in a I glow out there. I'm not kidding. I float out in the southwest of France. I just Spain, a few areas I was in Spain, same thing. I'm surprised being in England, I didn't have that experience.
Too.
I just felt it just felt very dreary and just cold, and it's not just the weather and cloudy all the
Yeah.
time kind of look, but I didn't connect to the energy, and I'm surprised. And I even went to the Stonehenge. I, it was magnificent. Don't get me wrong,
Right.
but I just didn't have that connection like I did in France and a few other places, and I know why. But
Well, my dad had that connection in Provence. So
really,
he went there every chance he got.
wow. I yearn for this location out there in the southwest of France. I just like I weep for it. That's how powerful of the connection I have out there. It's home to me. Let's put it
Mhm.
that way. I say I'm home when I'm out there. It's just It's like, I've been here before. Not in this lifetime, but in another. And I know it.
Isn't that odd? Because I did get that when I was in Scotland, but I got it the first two times we went to Edinburgh, Inverness. Well, we didn't go to Inverness the first time, but we went to Edinburgh and just around Kirkcaldy and stuff. The second time we got to go just, you know, five of us with our friends from Scottish Paranormal and Highland Paranormal. And we went Loch Ness and all these other places. And this year I was like, we need to go further north. I need to be further north. And my friend Rick was like, why? I said, I just do. I just do. So our friends from Highland Paranormal took us up I don't remember the name of that, but we went up along the East Coast through the Highlands. That was beautiful. And then we came back on the NC 2500, 1500, the West Coast Road. And I got to see, I didn't even know they had tours that far north, the Bald Mountains and stuff. And, we're sitting there. We stopped at a place and then we were driving down a road and they stopped at an overlook. And everything that I had wanted to see was right there. The Scotland I looked for 3 years was right there.
Oh, Kat, I know what that feels like. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
wow.
It was so it was very soulful for me. And then we went down the road to a place where we did an investigation, and the house was sitting on a lock, and they had a lawn by the water, and that's where we ate lunch. And I'm just like, I didn't find that house uncomfortable, weird, or anything, which was weird because it had a lot of dolls and a lot of other stuff too, which sometimes will heebie-jeebie me. But it was just brilliant. And that was where I was like,
Isn't that something?
I'd never heard of that town before. It was just a little house there that was like that. And I could have picked David and the dogs up and moved right there.
Yeah.
Right. And it was and it was very active during the World Wars because there were naval bases there. And it was that when they put out, the German U-boats just set out of the pass and they would just take the ships out. So if you got out, then you were lucky. But it was very historic and very special to me. And I didn't even know it existed before we got there. When we were at the overlook, we were looking down at the little white village that's right on the coast, and across the water from that was sky, and and it was beautiful, and it was the exact description I'd always read. I like reading novels about that era and that area. So it was just like, well, my soul knew what I was looking for, and that was pretty, but that was it. Right. Cool beans. So when you said that about yes, I was like, I can relate to that.
Yes. And it's even hard to describe to another person when I say, oh no, that's home. These places that I've been at, let me tell you, been there some other lifetime. And it's like, I believe, Kat, when I first went out there with my friend Jackie and her husband Dave, who worked for Scotland Yard. He was a police officer at Scotland Yard.
Okay.
She married him, and now they live in Tennessee now, all the way from England. Okay. So when we were out there in the south of France, this was right when I was diagnosed. And it's before the near death. Okay. And what was weird is even then I was having experiences there, even before the near death. And I was floating. It's like places I was at, these sacred locations, I was having connections. Have you heard of Rennes-le-Chateau out in the south of France? This is
Say it again.
Rennes-le-Chateau. RLC Rennes Le Chateau. This is like what was in that movie, The Da Vinci Code. That's kind of
Okay.
based on that kind of thing. And that's one of the locations where they believe they found information about Jesus and Mary Magdalene. That was things that were hidden underneath this church up on this hill. But when I was there, I'd never been there, and I'm just like, I'm for the ride, right? I had just had
Yeah.
surgery. I'm out there. You take me anywhere you want. I'll read the newspaper. I don't care where you take me. And I'm happy. Just anything but going back home and starting chemotherapy. And they took me to this place, and I was having experiences like crazy. One of them was I was looking and saw this man in the distance, and my friend Jackie was asking me. I said, I don't know who that guy is over there, but he's in some kind of a priest get up garb and black shoes on, and we're walking around outside, and before we know it, we're inside of the museum, and I saw the wax figure of that guy who's been dead
Oh, wow.
for I don't know how many years, and that was Abbey Saunière. Rennes-le-Chateau is a small enchanting hilltop commune in the Aude department of southern France. It's perched about 5 kilometers south of Cuisa. Yep, Carcassonne. That was just one of like three big things, and I'm thinking, my friend Jackie's like, well, what is he saying to you? What was great is she didn't say, oh, I think you're describing the priest that used to run the church here on this property back when, and
Right.
he was the one. Abbey Saunière is the one that found the artifacts underneath the church.
Really?
Yeah, and I was describing him, and we go in and see him. I said, that's the dude with the red sash that, sitting here in this wax chair that I saw. I said, who is he? Well, that's Abbey Saunière. He's been dead but I was grateful Jackie didn't push. She just said, oh, what is he saying? What is he doing? I said, I don't know. He's just staring at me like he knows me. Just whatever. Just went about whatever they were doing and following. We were just walking around like a tour, a self-guided
Right.
tour. The other was I began to cry and weep inside of the grotto. And I kept saying, Kat, I kept saying, I hope I did right by you. I hope I did right by you. Jackie walked in and she just kind of stood behind, and my knees were bent, and I'm weeping and I'm crying, and I said, I hope I did right by you. And I didn't know that was the Mary Magdalene grotto.
Oh, wow.
And I'm weeping and saying, I hope I did right by you. And Jesus. I don't know why I was saying what I was saying, but I was saying that. And I said, and I was crying so hard, and I said, why? And she says, maybe, she said, this is the grotto and for Mary Magdalene. And she said, so maybe Rhonda just giving an offering would be good, and ask her to help you as you go back home to start your chemotherapy. I said, what on earth could I offer, Jackie? I have nothing. And she said, you're going to lose your hair. Pull a piece of your hair off and offer it up to the offering. There was a little offering, little area at the top. And I pulled some of my hair out and I laid it there, and I asked who I didn't even know I was talking to, but it was Mary Magdalene's grotto. And I said, protect me, save me, help me. And then we went into the actual church where Saunière found the artifacts under the church. And I prayed again and lit a candle and said a prayer there too. Then the next thing I know, we're walking into what is called Saunière's uh, library. And I was just looking around and I'm just like, I think that's what that guy outside was trying to tell me, something about books, for me and book. By the way, this was before I went through ordination. He was
Really?
connecting with me before I was ordained. There was a connection there. And I was looking up, and this is where, have I told you this story?
No,
I look up
you
and
have
where I
not told
know.
me this story.
Oh my God. This is how
That's why
many
I'm spellbound.
I look up and I see this. I said, "Oh my God, look at this." I'm looking up over what was like a fireplace, in this old fireplace, and to the sides are where all his books were, and these bookcases, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, look at that." I said, that guy. And once again, Jackie and her husband, Dave, I'm and they're just being very calm, and it's like, "Oh, well, yeah, what is that, Rhonda?" And I said, "Well, that guy, he's got like a musket on. It looks like chainmail." I said, what is that word where it looks like a musket on his face? I said, "Wow, that's old. That's a really old picture up there." That was a mirror. I was looking at myself in a mirror that was dusty, but I was looking at a guy like with a Templar mask on, with that chainmail that's like that
Yeah,
little.
with the little
uh,
dangling.
yes, that's
Yeah,
what I was saying. I said, that guy up there. I said, look at that old picture. I said that instead of a mirror, I was saying it was a picture up there of the guy with. I said, who is that? And they're like, who? They're being calm about it. They'll tell you this. It's like, um, I don't know, Rhonda, who do you think that is? And I says, well, well, describe him. Well, he's got the thing that comes down here. It looks like the helmet, and it was a Templar. It was a Templar. I was in Cathar country.
you were looking. Yeah, that is a Templar.
But I was saying it was a picture. I kept saying it was a picture, and
Right.
after it was all said and done, they're like, Rhonda, that's a mirror, honey. It's
Right.
like, okay. I'm
But I've
having
seen
way
people
too.
in a mirror. I've seen people in a mirror. That's not.
But was it
So he was
me?
really there.
Was it me? Meaning, was it
Maybe your
me?
past life.
Yes.
Yeah,
That could have been.
could.
But for me to keep saying I'm looking at a picture and it's a mirror, that tripped me out. And even to this day, it trips me out because they're trying to say, Rhonda, honey, that ain't a picture. That's a mirror. I said, no, that's a picture of this guy. And it was,
What did
and
you out?
um, because I didn't even know where I was, like I said, at this time. I'm on, hey, you guys take me anywhere. I had no
Right.
idea
Yeah.
of the history, background, or anything. And for them to say this wasn't a picture, and I'm thinking, then what is this? What is happening to me? And I know they say when you're in trauma that it heightens your senses. I had um, a lady who has a social work background, a psychology background, that was informing me, and this is not too long ago. She told me that in trauma response, your senses are heightened and you can have this
Mhm.
kind of experience. Now, I didn't know that either. The reason it tripped me out is I didn't know what it meant. What is that? What is happening to me? And I know I'm trauma. I'm getting ready to go home and start chemotherapy, and they don't know if I'm going to make it.
But you had asked for protection
I
when you
sure
were in the
did.
grotto,
I
and
did.
then when you were in there where that was,
Yeah.
your protection was shown to you.
Isn't that something? I never thought of that. And here's what I can say, and this is all hindsight. I felt I needed to go there to pick up the energy
Hmm.
of that location you and I are talking about. We feel home.
Hmm.
I felt going back there, literally, I felt like I was already healing before I got back to the States to
Yeah.
start treatment. because of all the
Yeah.
things that were happening to me out there. I mean, I don't know how else to describe why it was trippy to see something like that looking
Yeah.
at you, and it's not a picture, it's a mirror. It was a dusty mirror, it was an old-fashioned mirror, but it wasn't a picture. I didn't know what to make of it. Was it me
Well,
looking back at me from another time? Was it a protector? What was it? It just saying you don't know this yet, but you're going to reconnect to yourself a few years from now, you know?
yeah. I think it was your protector, and I think that your protector was you.
Isn't that something? That's something
And
to me. That inner
you're
warrior, that Templar. And Mike wrote Abby Sonier, he died on January 22nd, 1917.
and here you are.
And here I am. I know, right?
So
This is what's going to
it,
be in my book when I write about my near-death experience. A lot of this factors in. So I came back, and right after that happened is when I had the near-death, just a couple of weeks after that. And it makes me wonder, that vibration out there, Kat, I'm not kidding you. That vibration and that energy out there, I believe when I came back and had that near-death experience, I'm not kidding. I think that's what got me through that.
I
Meaning
would
I
agree.
brought something back with me that said, girl, brace yourself. Hold on. You asked for help, and you're going to go through something, and it's going to open you up to all kinds of things. And you're going to understand what happened to you out in the south of France. It's going to take you a little bit. That's why I'm going to write about it.
Right.
There's more to it. That's just the beginning of it.
I think that that's absolutely why you were led there.
Yeah. And I'm grateful that I went there, because that was very big and instrumental in me getting through what I went through. Not just praying and asking for that help and that protection and guidance, and, you know, uh, um, being the person that is, be the one that's holding, what do they say? Like, I hold things for people. There's a saying of, I'm going to hold you in the sacred space. And boy, I'll tell you, Kat, I truly don't know. I honest to God don't know. Had I not gone there and had that experience, what truly would have happened to me in that near death, had I not brought that back with me. I believe that was something very big and powerful that there really are no words. I have said this to Mike many of times. We've had many morning coffee talks about this,
Yeah.
because it's had such a profound, obviously you can tell by me talking about it. I can tell you, when I died, I went back to, and not knowing, I went to, when I died and came back. But when I died, I went to this location that was like a mountaintop. I came from up the ground, and everything was golden. You know how they say the golden light, people that have died, it's there's this golden light, and this, like, the light sun was coming down, I was coming up, and I thought, what this beautiful place. And I was with God, like, oh, this is beautiful, and God, I had my download, which will be in my book. But let me tell you something, that exact location that I went to in my near death, I ended up going in 2016 at Montségur in the south of France. I didn't go there the first time I was there. I went there in my near death, but I went back and I said, this place is familiar. I got a picture of it, and it's the exact location that God took me in my near death experience.
Wow.
Identical. Even standing there, I got the sun ray coming right down. I got a picture of me out on that side of the mountain out in the south of France. And I said, that's where I was when I died. That's where God took me over there. and I got the picture of it. Now, this is why I say, Cat, this is
That's
big.
wicked cool.
It is wicked cool, right? It's like I got a picture of this beautiful golden sunlight coming down on my head, right? Right at this location. I said, oh no, that place over there. And I asked some of the people that were with me, oh, get this. I got goosebumps even talking about it. I said to them, I said, so what is that location over there? Oh, that's where the Templars were.
There you go.
Bingo. I said, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. And they said, no, and this hill is where the Cathars walked down into the fire and they were burnt at the stake. They walked themselves down and they were burnt. That whole story of the Cathars that were burnt for what they believed in, which was about love and community and all this other stuff. And it was the Templars, the warriors, who protected them that lived across on that other side of the hill. They were around them and they tried to help the Cathars. They were some of the protectors of the Cathars. Isn't that something? When they said that, I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
That's when all the things started connecting to me. I said, this is wild. Each time I've gone out there, not only is it home, I'm thinking, this is amazing. This is truly connecting to, and no wonder I say, no wonder I act the way I do. That's why you and I were talking earlier.
Yes.
I was like, no, you're not going to do that on my watch. It's the social justice, the heck you are, It's in me. It's in me. That's what the Templars did. They protected, guided, helped the people, walk across the Jerusalem and all of that and protecting. No wonder I said to Mary Magdalene, I hope I did right by you all. In other words, I hope I did the protection. I hope I did the right things that I was supposed to do. I hope I did right by you, meaning the people of the land. Isn't that something? I'm tripping on my own trip.
I'm tripping on your trip too, but I love it because, I totally get that. And because when you were saying that you were sobbing and saying, I hope I did right by you.
Yes.
You as you are now weren't the person that did, but your manifestation at that point obviously did. And that's a great past life to have had, to have been a protector.
Yeah. And it's rolled over into this lifetime. And this is a beautiful way to say bridging the astrology. I'm not kidding. This is why I'm fascinated by cycles. It's like it's rolled over into this lifetime from past life. I look at people's charts and I can see the past life. It's like, well, this makes sense. This is why you did what you did. And here you are again, even though you're a different person, it's still a part of you. You're integrating it into this lifetime in some sense of you learn something, you're bringing it in, and you're using it to the good. It's not to say, oh, get rid of it. No, it's to help you. One, it's to help you understand where you came from and what you're working towards. This is why I like it. It is really looking at cycles, patterns, and things. I love it.
Yeah.
People are like, that girl, she's just so crazy about when you talk to her and get a reading, she is just so into it. You will just, and I do. They're like, oh my God, this girl's like, you're on fire, girl.
You are on fire. But you brought that fire. And when you were there, you saw you.
I did.
That is wild. And you were your own protection.
Isn't that something? It's like I'm getting back what I put out, like the law of karma. It's like, all right, is that kind of what you're saying? It's like,
that's what I think, yeah. That's what I'm getting.
Isn't that something? I can see that and I can believe that. I can align with that.
Yeah.
It's a part of Rhonda, this is something you did, and now you're in this lifetime having this experience, and guess what? Here it is, And wow. Why do you
Yeah.
think, Kat, I call it the 401k rollover? It's like, so here you are again in this lifetime, and you got a 401k rollover. So what you've learned in the past is kind of rolled over to here. And for some reason, you came into this lifetime, and whether you realize it or not, you've forgotten all of that. But as your life unfolds in this lifetime, sometimes you hit that. Sometimes you'll
Yes.
actually tap that. You'll get a deja vu. It's like, why are you attracted to, let's say, Native American things in your, art? Not
Yeah.
everybody wants Native American art. What is it why you have to have it, Rhonda? Were you a Native American Indian in past life and like Tonto on the horse, or, what was going on? And this may explain why you're doing what you're doing. It just rolls over a little bit in this lifetime. And I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated
Yes.
by that. And why people do what they do. It's like I hear people say when I do a reading, Cat, they'll actually say to me, well, that explains it. That explains this. That
Yes.
explains that. And it helps them. I had one person say, I kid you not, it was so cute. She said to me in a reading, this was just a couple months ago, she said to me, so what you're saying to me, Ron, and she did this, we were on Zoom. She goes, so what you're saying to me is, I'm weird, I'm strange as an Aquarian, but I'm supposed to be weird because my family is saying I'm weird and strange. And I said, yes. She said,
Yes.
so what I hear you saying is, I should embrace being different and weird. I said, yes, ma'am. Yep, that is what I'm saying. I said, my husband is an Aquarian, and so are you, and I know. I know how you folks are.
That's
Right?
funny.
Isn't that cute?
That is cute. I don't know very many Aquarians, but what period is that of the year?
Well, I think it's something like January 20th to February. Is it 18th? Maybe Mike can put it in there. It's
Okay,
in
my
that
mom
time
was
frame.
one.
Was she? Now I'm January 30th. My sun sign is Aquarius, but in divine astrology, it's the month you're born in. So I would tell somebody, yeah, I'm an Aquarian. I'm an Aquarian. But now I say I'm born in the constellation of Capricorn. It's January. All of January to me is Capricorn for divine astrology. That's what starts my chart. And Capricorn has a whole different personality characteristic, which is like organized, detailed, earthy, right? That's me. I can organize a business. Whereas if I was born in February, like Mike, my characteristics would shift and it would become January 20th to February 18th, just what he wrote. Gee, how did I know that? And so him being born in February, he's got a whole different temperament and characteristic that's not organized in detail. Not that he couldn't be. That's the general rule. They're
That
very
would be my mom. My mom was like
really.
that too.
Was she? Yeah. When was she? Was your mom?
February 5th.
Oh, love it. Yeah. They think outside of the box. Was she an outside of the box thinker?
She was such an ass. Well, she had the extra spiciness from having been in a car accident in high school where she had a pretty severe closed head injury.
Mm.
And she was the only person who survived that accident. And
Oh.
it was, so there was that trauma too, but she didn't have a lot of memory of it. So it was, hi, April. And it was, she was always trippy dippy.
My kids
And
are almost all different signs. Lots of laugh. Imagine my house. Yes,
yeah,
April. Let me tell you.
and
Hello.
she has several children, so that makes it interesting.
And it's so fun.
Yeah.
to have that, because they're there to teach us of that personality. If they're February, that's why you hear me say, like, we're in the month of October. That's a lot of Libran energy in divine astrology. Circus music, Mike wrote.
Like you're
And
so bad.
he is. He's an Aquarian, true and true. And it's like, Librans teach us how to remember to harmonize and balance and mediate, and they love everything about balance and harmony. That's the general rule of people in October. Um, and and in November, you have your personality characteristics. It's
Well, my grandma was a Scorpio also. She was October 26th.
was she?
And we were very kindred spirits.
Oh,
So that made things interesting.
I bet. I bet. But did you feel that she also showed like that energy of a Libran of balance and harmony, or did she
Yeah.
not? Did she? They're
Your
good
grandma?
at,
Yeah.
yeah. They that left and right brain hemispheres, man, that's nice too. See, that's like not just the scale, it's the left and right brain.
Yeah.
They need to know both sides. Hey, what's going on here? It's really a wonderful thing. I love
It's
Libra.
interesting to watch though,
Why? What's
because
in?
I don't do that. I don't,
Yeah, you're
I just,
November.
yeah.
You are November, which changes the characteristics. You're a true Scorpio, aren't you? You're
Yes.
November. Yeah. See,
November
that's
7th,
why
right in the middle.
I see, Kat, that's why I like divine astrology. Your personality starts with the month you're born in. You
Yeah.
exemplify a true person in November of a Scorpio. And I tend to see even somebody on November 28th exude the same characteristics as you, right? Even somebody on November 2nd, they it's like, oh, do not tell me you're a Sagittarius November 30th, because let me tell you something. I'm sitting here watching you and what you're doing. You can't fool me, right? Your
Yeah.
first house
Yes.
begins and your personality. You can't fool me. And that's why I like it, because to me that it's more natural, it's divine. That's why they call it divine astropsychology, because
Yeah.
it's what is in the heavens at that time, regardless of the day. During the day of Nostradamus, there were no watches and computers, so it was
Yeah.
just that. Oh, it's Libra, it's Venus, and so
Yeah.
so I could be in between at August 29th. Your sun sign. So what I would say, April, you would tell somebody you're a Virgo. Hey, what sign are you? I'm a Virgo. But I would, if I was giving you a reading, I would say you're born in the constellation of Leo with a sun sign in Virgo. So you got a little bit of Leo flair in you and your
Yeah.
personality. And I don't know
She
her.
does.
Could you see
I
a
just
little bit
know
of
her through internet, and I would say that she definitely has a flair personality.
of Leo?
Hmm. But she's
Leo. It's
she's pretty
interesting.
interesting.
April, do you feel you identify with that, or not? Because and some people don't realize it.
Hmm.
They don't realize that they are exhibiting a Leo trait. And if you look up Leo, you may see yourself showing some of those personality characteristics. Um, I can see that at times if you really know me. Yep. And I don't know you, but apparently I do.
You do.
That's cute. Good for you. And let me tell you, be proud of that. Don't hide that, because I had somebody, and this is a true story. I had somebody working she was a dental assistant, and she was born in August. And I think she was like a sun sign in Virgo, just like April. And here she is, you know, helping the dentist and trying to work on me. And she was just saying things and something about doing some work for this theater. This is Chicago, by the way, where she was helping like the production at one of the local little like Broadway show kind of places. And she minimized it. She was just kind of, and I said, and you're born in August. I said, so what are you trying to say to me? And she said, oh, it's just a little side thing. And I said, you're born in August. She says, well, what does that mean? I said, it's all about flair, uh, actors, actresses, Broadway shows, theater. And she's like, she tripped out. You know what? I think a month after that, she quit that job and went full time into what her passion was
How
of
cool
the
is
art.
that?
I didn't even know. I think my dentist was mad at me though.
Good help is hard to find, indeed.
Because she said, for real, I said, listen to me. Don't even believe me. Just go look up the characteristic traits of a Leo, and you're going to see actors, actresses, the theater, the arts. It's even teachers. And I said, don't take it from me. Just look up the key words. And she goes, Rhonda. She says, here I am, like kind of like. I said, I know you're just sitting there almost minimizing and downplaying I said, do you realize how you lit up when you talked about this theater? Because I'm like, what are you doing this weekend? And yeah, I think it was 4 weeks later. Children is a Leo thing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, you struggle with criticism. I'm a perfectionist. Well, that's the Virgo part. A leader is the Leo, and a teacher.
Yeah.
That's a Leo.
Yeah.
And good for you because Leo rules children. Anything to do with children is a big thing. They want to educate and help and children. That's an August thing. So good on you for doing that. I would encourage that because that is a Leo trait. That is really, really good. And more power to you for taking care of children like that and difficulties. And it's really a calling for those born in August. They're light workers. I don't know if you know that, April. They truly
I think
are.
I think she probably does. She is she is really a blessing to her family. So
It's all
I
about the
think
children.
that's my
That,
opinion.
yeah, good for you. Good for
But
you.
she's
I
cool.
love it. I love these kind of interactions, by the way. I really do. But yeah, like I said, I think my dentist was not happy with me after that visit because I went back a couple months later for my follow up, and it's like, where's so and so? Oh, didn't you know she quit and went to the theater over there, and you know, I'm like, oh, but I'm glad because that was her calling. That
Yeah.
was her passion. And you know, if you ever watch people, Kat, when they talk about something, do they light up? I mean, do
Like
they
a Christmas
really?
tree.
Yeah. And I'm like, why are you trying to downplay? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just a little theater. No. You know you love it and girl.
Little theater is not little if it's what you love. I
This
mean,
is actually Broadway, like New York, that we have here in
yeah.
Chicago. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, it just wouldn't matter, right? If that's what you love and that's what you're supposed to do. And I just want to tell April I'm glad that she could stop in tonight too.
Aw.
But I miss her when she's not here. I like her a lot. But
Aw.
it is a prelude to Cosmic Cauldron.
Yes. November 1st.
The energy is great.
I don't know, April, if you heard that. I'm having a party, a cosmic cauldron party, um, November 1st, And if Mike can throw the link in here for you, it's on my website, karmiclaw.com, under services, November 1st from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's a Saturday, and it's $10. And it's for 2 hours, and I'm having raffles, and each person will have 10 minutes to ask me any questions if you're interested. I have one seat left. The maximum is 10 people, and we're going to have a good time. And I got one seat left. We got 9 people. We need one more person to complete our beautiful set. Would love to have you. Would love to have anybody who wants to come. We got one seat left. I'd love to see you, April. That would be fun.
And that's November 1st.
November 1st, yes. Yeah. And the raffles are going to be fun. One of them is going to be my new book. Right. We talked about it. The numerology book, Personal and Collective Numerology for 2026. How am I doing, Kat?
You're doing great. We got 4 minutes left. So I was going to have to get you to get that in there, and you already did. So, it's really, for those that don't know, I don't do numerology. I'm not very familiar with it. I'm going to be after I get this book, because I'm very excited about it. Rhonda has blown my mind in the past with numerology. So the fact that she has got this book out, I'm pumped. And I'm getting the Kindle book tonight because it's available.
Are you really?
Tonight. I am. And then I'm going to get the hard copy too, so I can travel with it. But once I learn it, I'm going to need to have it with me so that I can do it with other people. So
yes,
I think it'll be great.
Best. Isn't that nice that you could?
Yes.
It's not just for you and that, it's the whole family, and it's for 2026. Like I said, what I want to do is I put in Amazon that I'd like to do this as a series. So I would like every year to do a 2027 so people can do it and see what's going on and what collective cycle that we're in. Like we're ending a 9-year, going into a 1. And it's all, and you get all the descriptions for each one of them. So you can read what your number is going to be and what it means to you for your personal year. Isn't that exciting?
I'm excited.
Yay! Thank you, Kat.
This is something that I have seen you do, and it's so real. It is so real.
It is.
So I'm just excited to be able to have a tool to learn how to do it myself.
Isn't that great?
I think that's going to be so great.
Yeah.
So, and it's a tool provided by somebody whose work I trust. And that's important. It's important.
It is important.
Well, thank you. I trust you implicitly.
Thank you very much. And again, thank you for having me on, knowing your weekend, your week, your days, being off a day, and all of that. Bless you. Thank you for all you do.
I love you. When I knew your book was coming out, I knew what we were going to do. So we're good.
Thank you.
I thank you. And I'm so blessed that you're my friend. And I just want you to know that.
I'm double blessed that you're my friend. I think that
we're very, very simpatico, and I just love you.
I love you too. I do. Scorpio and all.
Huh?
I said Scorpio and all. I love you.
I'm a very nice Scorpio because I learned that I don't like when I'm not.
I don't like, when I see the other side of the Capricorn in me, it's like, ow, excuse me.
Yeah. And, it's really bad because when everybody has their own traits, and when I upset my grandma because she actually, I guess, I don't know what she had said, but I turned around and looked at her, and apparently I gave her look, and she was like, "Why are you looking at me with hate?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Well, that was so much hate." And I was like, "I in no way hate you. I love you more than anybody else on this planet." So no, that wasn't what that was.
That wasn't your stinger coming out.
I learned then that I had to be very careful because I do have that look. you
Yeah,
know, and I do think a lot of that is Scorpio.
it is.
And
There's
so
an intenseness to a Scorpio, and unless
you
you
have to
know how
protect
to,
that.
yeah, yeah. Watch those stingers. I
Well,
love
thank
you.
you again for being here. I love you
Thank
too.
you,
And
everybody. Cat.
we will do it again.
Okay,
So
babe. Thank you so much.
thank you. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being
Good
here.
night.
We'll see you next time.